Okay, so dun dun dun, the big day.
The big day, yes.
So give me a rundown. How was it? How did it go?
It was amazing. So the big day, what happened? So Saturday morning, I woke up. My best friend stayed over with me in my room, and we had a beautiful breakfast. And it was just like a very leisurely morning. Like we had a nice breakfast. Then we kind of went to meet my mom and my grandmother, my sister, my other best friend. Byron picked us up, and he took us to the Tryall. And the Tryall offers like a suite, like a part of your wedding package. They have like most of their properties are all private owned villas, but they also have like these suites at the Great House where we got married. So they offer this beautiful suite that comes with like a housekeeper and cook or whatever. So we got to Tryall. We checked in. And when we got there, we kind of just like went straight to business, like setting up, like making sure, like my best friend's like a celebrity makeup artist, so she set up her little station. I everybody got their dresses out, and we were just kind of like, prepping and doing last minute things. Then I got like, I was feeling, I really wanted to be well rested and like present on my wedding day, so I took a nap. And my husband, I went to
Okay,
sleep.
so what time is this around about?
So we got to try. We were supposed to get there at 10. I feel like we got there at like 11, or maybe we were supposed to get there at 9. Maybe we got there around like 10, 11.
Okay. And the wedding started at?
The wedding was supposed to start at 4, I think, but it started at 5
Okay.
because the weather. So yeah, I took a nap. I totally took a nap. And I actually, before I took a nap, I like saged the whole space. Like I saged the suite we were in, I saged where we were gonna get married. I saged like the whole great house, basically, like everywhere that I could walk and sage. I did that. And then I went and took a nap. And then my best friend Tori came down and she's like, it's time to get up. And by the time I got up, I showered and got, washed and blow dried my hair out, and got my makeup. Like by this time, like not the guests were arriving, but Terry had arrived because there was like another suite for him and his groomsmen.
Mm.
And the photographer was there taking like, pre photos and all that kind of stuff. And my family was just kind of relaxing. It was just nice, like, to have that time with like my mom, my grandmother, my two best friends, my sister, or my three best friends, my sister. We just were like, well, they were drinking mimosas and everybody was just relaxing. And then my mom, I'm getting my makeup done, and my mom is just like, or Terry calls. Well, he had called me earlier, and he just could not believe that I was sleeping. So he was just like, "Are you?" They were like, "He's like, I want to talk to my wife or my soon-to-be wife," and they're like, "Oh, she's taking a nap." He's like, "How
What?
can she sleep on our wedding day?" And I was like, "I need to be well rested because this is about to be a lot." So I ended up, so anyway, he calls while I'm getting my makeup done. And while I'm getting my makeup done, the sky, like, we're facing like like this patio door, like, and I'm overlooking, like, we're on like a mountaintop. So there's all this greenery, but the sky like goes black. And our ceremony is scheduled to be outside. So he calls and he's like, Portia, like, if anybody comes to you and tells you they want, they try to press you to have this indoors, like, just tell them we want to still have it outdoors. Like, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Um, so I was like, okay. So then my mom is trying to, like, I guess my mom was afraid I was going to get upset. So my mom is just like, oh, Portia, it's not raining. Meanwhile, I'm looking outside and it's like pouring.
She's like, that's not rain you see. That you're not looking at rain.
She's like, it's not raining. And I was like, Mom, I'm literally looking. I'm like sitting in front of the window getting my makeup done and it's raining. I was like, Mom, it's raining. So, anyway, so of course my coordinators come in and they're like, look, like, we might have to move this indoors. And they were like, whatever. So a couple minutes go by, like, whatever. Time had went by. I finished getting my makeup done. And it was just like God just, I guess, wanted to cool it off for my guests, because out of nowhere, like those rain cloud, like it just stopped raining and the clouds just moved all the way out the way, and the sun came out, and it was just fine.
Wow.
It was just crazy. So obviously they had like the chairs and everything set up. So by this time now guests are arriving, but there was like an indoor great house space where there was tons of space for guests before they went outside. But they had to kind of wipe off all the chairs so
Mm.
guests weren't sitting on wet chairs and all that stuff. So that kind of delayed us, like, I don't even know if it was a whole hour late. It might have been like 30, 45 minutes late. Um, and yeah, the wedding started. I was super like emotional and a mess. Uh,
Did you cry going down the aisle?
I cried before I even got to the aisle. Like I was like standing at the top of the stairs and I just started bawling. And I just could not control myself. But then, and my mom's just like, Portia, come on, get it together, kind of thing. And then once I got to the altar, like I just felt complete peace, and everything was amazing and epic. Like my friend Ashley, who is like ordained, like, she's like licensed to marry folks, and she was like out of this world. Like she was really amazing. Like her message, everybody at my wedding was like, oh my God, I felt like she was talking to me. Like she was talking to us. She tied in a lot of personal things with us, but she also gave such a beautiful broad like message on love and marriage and commitment that like so many people were like relating to what she was saying, which was really beautiful. And then, yeah, so after our ceremony was over, like immediately there was like a steel band there that started playing, and there was alcohol and food that kind of came out. So our guests had our cocktail party on this hilltop, and while they did that, we went and took our pictures. And then we thought we were going to have time after our pictures to come back and enjoy the cocktail hour, but actually, like, we didn't.
Yeah.
So by the time we got back up there, that was winding down. So then we all, like, all the guests went down, and our wedding was in front of the ocean, like by the beach. And it's called the Almond Tree Terrace. So there are these beautiful almond trees, like on this terrace that are in front of this beach. And our guests went down there. They got more drinks, more music, and then we got announced and came in, which was so great, because we didn't even make it to the dance floor. Like all our guests kind of rushed us on the terrace before we could walk to the dance floor. But it was beautiful. It was just filled with so much love. It was good that we took our pictures during cocktail hour, because I felt like we were able to spend like intimate time, just us together, right after our wedding. And our photographer was fabulous. So she kind of like gave us our space, shot like these amazing, amazing shots. Um, and what else happened? Yeah, so then the reception kind of started. Like after we got announced and we were there, the reception started. We danced. And then everything was over, I think like by midnight, I want to say. But it was a good time. Like the food was fabulous, the speeches were great. Everything was just so perfect. Like it was beyond. So I'm just so grateful that it went off the way that it did. Like everything was perfect.
Oh, got this big cheesy grin on my face, y'all. Okay. Oh, okay. So first of all, the cake. The cake was beautiful. It was white or something, and it
Thank
had
you.
gold dripping down it. It kind of looked like. Was that a trial club
Yeah, the
thing
cake was
or?
the cake was amazing. It was delicious. I did like this almond cake with this Irish cream, but I didn't feel like the cake was big enough. Like the cakes in Jamaica are really expensive. I don't know why. I forget like how much it was, but I remember it being so much more expensive than what I got quoted in the States. And one of my sorority sisters is a baker. She owns her own bakery, and I remember like talking to her about it, and she's like, yeah, sometimes like internationally like things go up, whatever, because of ingredients or whatever.
Hmm.
But the cake was beautiful. It tastes good. Only thing is I do wish that it was bigger, because I felt like the servings were really small for the amount of guests we had. And I also wish they I wasn't thinking to ask. I just assumed because, like in the States, typically, if you had a cake that size, they would have like a sheet cake in the back, like the
Right.
same kind of cake, and they didn't really do that. So I felt like the servings were really kind of small. Um, that was my only complaint. The food was out of this world, and the alcohol, they weren't skimpy on alcohol at all because our guests clearly got like liquored up. I did not, um, because like I wasn't drinking so much. Like the drinks were really strong, and I was like pretty much just, eating and trying to. There's just so much excitement and so many people, and you're trying to enjoy the moment. I felt like I didn't really like have so many drinks on my wedding day, but it was all good because I was like enjoying other things. So
Yeah, now you remember it too.
yeah, exactly. And I don't feel like, oh my God, what happened last night? No, I don't feel like that. No.
So, with your photographer, Jillian was
Yes, Jillian
Jillian.
Mitchell.
So
Mm-hmm.
you hired her and flew her in, right?
Yep.
So how does that work when you fly your photographer in? Did you have to like? Did she arrive when you arrived on Tuesday, or did she arrive?
No, no, no. She arrived on Friday. So when we did the I think she came in on Friday. I'm pretty sure or maybe she came in Thursday. I think maybe she came in Thursday night. And then Friday she also went to rehearsal with us. So
Okay.
she was able, the coordinators from Tryall Club took her around on a golf cart, kind of showed her like some of the more scenic places to shoot, and she was able to, while we were having rehearsal on Friday, she was exploring like the ground
Awesome. Yeah.
or Saturday. And then she came back to the hotel with us, and she had like her partner slash assistant with her as well. And then she came to the welcome party too. So she got a lot of really amazing shots from the welcome party as well,
Cool.
which was really cool. And then Saturday she was there all day.
Was her partner slash assistant, was that an additional shooter as well, or did she shoot everything?
No, he also was shooting.
Okay, that's good. So you were
But
able to
I
kind of
only
get
paid,
both.
but I only paid for her travel. I paid for her travel. We paid for her travel, and I think we paid for like 2 or 3 nights of her hotel.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. I was wondering. I'm like, I know. I mean, it was the same thing with Ivory. That's how things work for me with my hair and makeup artist. It was the same thing. So we did the same sort of thing. Pay for the travel and come on in and yay,
Yeah.
make everything great. Be there.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So I'm pretty sure she got there Thursday night because I think we were thinking Friday was cutting it too close, but she got there Thursday night.
Okay. So you had your girlfriend who married you guys, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Did you guys get legally married in Jamaica?
No, we got our paperwork done. We did all of our paperwork and everything like the week before we left. So I guess Jamaica was more of a ceremonial
Mm-hmm.
wedding. We could have gotten married there legally, but we just chose not to.
Yeah.
So it was just easier for us to do it in New York. So we went to the courthouse, filed our license and all that stuff, and then or filed our paperwork like literally, or it might have been the day before. I don't know. It was within that week of traveling. Because once you file your paperwork, you have to get married like within a certain amount of days or something like that. When
Right.
you file for your license or whatever. So yeah, we did it in New York. We could have done it in Jamaica. There's nothing wrong with doing it in Jamaica. We just chose not to.
Yeah. We did the same thing for Mexico. I've heard that Jamaica is just easier than Mexico. Mexico is one of the more difficult, somewhat difficult ones to
Yeah.
get married in. We could have done it, but we did the same thing the week before. We actually did the paperwork portion and then got married in Mexico. Now, did a lot of people like are worried about the feeling and feel like they are already married? Did you deal with like how did you feel in Jamaica? Was that your what? Like, was that your wedding? Was that your?
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
my wedding. No, I didn't feel like I was already married or anything like that. No, not at all. Because it was literally so soon. Like we got our license, we signed our paperwork in Jamaica. We signed there. Like our actual official license and stuff was signed the day of our wedding.
Oh, so you brought your application, I mean, like you brought your marriage like certificates to Jamaica
Yeah,
and you signed.
we
Oh,
yeah, everything was signed there,
and then
but
you took
we
it back to
then
New
well
York
I
and filed
checked
it.
it. My friend took yeah, my friend that married us, she took care of mailing everything off and everything.
Oh yeah.
So and then when we got back like a few weeks later, our marriage license came in the mail.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So no, I definitely didn't have the feeling like, oh my God, we're married already. Like no, I didn't. It was when I tell you, I'm pretty sure we went to the courthouse like Monday,
Mm-hmm.
like the day before. I'm pretty sure it was the day before.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I always say, and it's you do paperwork no matter where you are anyway. You have to do
Yeah.
paperwork in Jamaica if you get married in Jamaica. You have to do paperwork no matter what before the actual wedding day. That's the whole point.
No, and it
So,
wasn't a lot of paperwork. It was literally like our signatures and then the witnesses, which were our mothers, and then and our officiant, which was my friend Ashley that married us.
cool. Oh,
Yeah.
yay. Awesome.
Hmm.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. I'm going to look at my notes really quick and just see if there's anything I'm missing because I had so many questions.
Okay.